What is happening in the legal world? The Supreme Court is taking a closer look at Umar Khalid's bail plea. Plus, a major development in the 2020 Delhi riots case. And we've got the latest on who's making headlines. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Supreme Court issues notice in Umar Khalid's bail plea. This is a significant development in the ongoing legal battle for activist Umar Khalid, who has been in custody since September 2020. The Supreme Court has now issued a notice regarding his bail plea, along with those of several co-accused, in connection with the 2020 Delhi riots. This case stems from allegations of a larger conspiracy behind the riots that occurred during protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Khalid faces charges under various sections of the Indian Penal Code and the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967, despite being granted bail in a separate case. His bail applications have been repeatedly rejected by the trial court and the Delhi High Court, with the latter recently stating that the material on record prima facie indicated his involvement in a premeditated conspiracy. The Supreme Court's decision to issue notice means the case will proceed to a hearing, with notices being sent to the state of NCT of Delhi and a hearing fixed for October 7. This marks a crucial next step in Khalid's long legal fight. Public reaction has been intense, with many closely following the legal proceedings and expressing concerns over prolonged detention. Analysts are watching to see if this notice signifies a shift in the Supreme Court's approach to these complex UAPA cases. Will this notice bring a change of fortune for Umar Khalid? Next, we dive into the Supreme Court's latest action regarding the broader Delhi riots conspiracy case, involving several key figures. Supreme Court hears bail pleas in Delhi riots larger conspiracy case. In a significant move, the Supreme Court has issued notices to the Delhi police concerning the bail applications of Umar Khalid, Sharjeel Imam, Meeran Haider, and Gulfisha Fatima. These activists are accused in the larger conspiracy case linked to the 2020 Delhi riots and are booked under the stringent Unlawful Activities Prevention Act UAPA. The bench, led by Justices Aravind Kumar and N.V. Anjaria, has scheduled the next hearing for October 7. Senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi highlighted that the student activists have been incarcerated for over 5 years, prompting the bench to assure an expeditious disposal of the main matter. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal urged for an earlier hearing, hoping for a resolution before Diwali. This development follows previous rejections of bail by the Delhi High Court, which had found prima facie evidence suggesting the involvement of Imam and Khalid in masterminding the conspiracy through inflammatory speeches, particularly during former U.S. President Donald Trump's visit. The court had also noted alleged funding roles for Meeran Haider and the use of code words by Gulfisha Fatima. The 2020 Delhi riots, which erupted during protests against the CAA and NRC, resulted in 53 deaths and over 700 injuries. The legal community and civil rights groups are closely observing this case, with many calling for a thorough review of the UAPA provisions. The public is keenly awaiting the Supreme Court's next steps, hoping for a just and timely resolution. Can these activists find relief in the apex court? Next, we explore the Supreme Court's direct engagement with the Delhi police over these critical bail pleas. Supreme Court seeks Delhi police response on bail for Umar Khalid, Sharjeel Imam. The Supreme Court has officially requested a response from the Delhi police regarding the bail pleas of prominent student activists, including Umar Khalid, Sharjeel Imam, Gulfisha Fatima, Meeran Haider, and Shifa Ur Rehman. These activists are implicated in the larger conspiracy case connected to the 2020 Delhi riots and are facing charges under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act UAPA. A bench comprising Justices Aravind Kumar and N.V. Anjaria issued the notice, scheduling the next hearing for October 7. The court acknowledged a previous delay caused by Justice Manmohan's recusal due to his past association with Kapil Sibal, a lawyer for one of the petitioners. Senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi emphasized that the activists have spent over 5 years in jail, to which the court responded with an assurance to hear and dispose of the matter. The petitioner's legal team, including Kapil Sibal, pushed for an earlier hearing before Diwali. This move comes after the Delhi High Court denied bail to 9 individuals, including Khalid and Imam, citing a conspiratorial nature of the violence and their prima facie grave roles. The activists are challenging the High Court's order, arguing that their prolonged incarceration due to procedural delays infringes upon their fundamental right to liberty and a speedy trial. The 2020 riots, which occurred during anti-CAA and anti-NRC protests, tragically resulted in 53 deaths and over 700 injuries. There's a growing public debate about the implications of UAPA and the right to speedy justice in high-profile cases. Legal experts are analyzing the Supreme Court's engagement and what it might mean for the future of these proceedings. Will the Delhi police's response sway the Supreme Court's decision? Get ready as we break down the latest on the Delhi riots case and what the Supreme Court has told the police directly. Delhi riots case, Supreme Court demands response on bail pleas. The Supreme Court has issued a notice to the Delhi police, compelling them to respond to the bail pleas filed by Sharjeel Imam, Umar Khalid, Gulfisha Fatima, Meeran Haider, and Shifa Ur Rehman. These pleas challenge the Delhi High Court's order that denied them bail in the UAPA case related to the alleged larger conspiracy behind the 2020 Northeast Delhi riots. A bench of Justices Aravind Kumar and N.V. Anjaria has scheduled the next hearing for October 27. Senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi highlighted the petitioner's situation, stating they are students who have been in jail for over 5 years, prompting the bench's assurance to hear and dispose of the matter. The Delhi police had previously opposed the bail applications, arguing that the riots were not spontaneous, but a planned well-in-advance event with a sinister motive and well-thought-out conspiracy. The High Court had notably observed that the roles of Imam and Khalid in the conspiracy were grave, citing their alleged inflammatory speeches aimed at instigating mass mobilization. The accused have sought bail from the Apex Court under the stringent provisions of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UAPA. The 2020 riots, which erupted during protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA, and National Register of Citizens, NRC, led to 53 fatalities and over 700 injuries. This legal back-and-forth has sparked significant public interest, with many questioning the application of UAPA in such cases. Analysts are closely monitoring the Supreme Court's proceedings for any potential shifts in how these complex conspiracy charges are handled. Can the Supreme Court's intervention bring about a different outcome? Stay with us as we wrap up today's top stories with a quick recap and a look at what's next. And that's a wrap on today's top stories. We saw the Supreme Court issue notice on Umar Khalid's bail plea, signaling a new phase in his legal battle. The Apex Court is also pushing forward with hearings on the larger conspiracy case surrounding the 2020 Delhi riots, involving key figures like Sharjeel Imam and Gulfisha Fatima. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this update valuable, subscribe to the Bieber Beat for all your news needs, ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat, and drop a comment below to let us know your thoughts. You can also follow us on all our social media channels for more exclusive content. We'll see you in the next video.